The life of Michael Landon, one of the great icons of American television, is an emotional journey where warm on-screen roles are intertwined with deep pain in real life. Born Eugene Maurice Orowitz on October 31, 1936, in Forest Hills, New York, Michael grew up in a middle-class Jewish family where big dreams were challenged by personal hardships. From a shy boy in Collingswood, New Jersey, he became the star of hit television series such as Bonanza, Little House on the Prairie, and Highway to Heaven. But behind the glitter of fame, Michael carried scars that never healed, failures that made him doubt himself, and a turbulent family life through 3 marriages. His life is a testament to resilience, but it is also the story of a man who learned to live with deep sadness, leaving a legacy not only through his films, but also through his love for his children and his audience. The greatest sadness in Michael Landon's life was his feeling of helplessness at not being able to maintain a complete family for his children, especially those from his first 2 marriages. Michael, with a sensitive heart and a desire to build a home like the ideal families he portrayed on screen, always considered the role of fatherhood to be his most important mission. He had 9 children from 3 marriages, but the cracks from his divorces with Dodie Levy-Fraser and Lynn No left him feeling that he had failed to provide stability for his children. He remembers the days after his divorce from Lynn in 1982, when children like Leslie Landon and Michael Landon Jr., who were split between their 2 families, looked at him with questioning eyes. He said that Leslie, then 15, once asked him why their family couldn't stay together like the Ingalls in Little House on the Prairie. The question made him cry, feeling like his heart was being ripped out. He blamed himself for letting his career and personal disagreements hurt his children. The pain was deepened when he was diagnosed with pancreatic cancer in 1991, just months before his death. He knew he would never have the chance to fix his mistakes or be there to see his children grow up. He remembered his final days, lying in his hospital bed at home in Malibu, holding the hand of Jennifer Landon, his youngest daughter from his marriage to Cindy, and apologizing for the times he couldn't be the perfect father. He said the sadness was not just the loss of a united family, but also the feeling that he had left scars on his children, especially the older children Dodie and Lynn, who had to grow up separated. Michael Landon's career has been a long and arduous journey, filled with great successes, but also with failures and moments that made him cry. At the age of 22, he debuted with the lead role in I Was a Teenage Werewolf in 1957, a low-budget film that brought him his first major attention. His big break came when he was cast as Little Joe Cartwright in Bonanza in 1959, a Western series that ran for 14 seasons and became one of America's most beloved shows. The role not only brought him fame, but also helped him learn the skills of directing and producing. In 1974, he created Little House on the Prairie, where he played Charles Ingalls, directed and produced. The series, based on the books by Laura Ingalls Wilder, touched the hearts of audiences with its message of family and resilience, grossing millions of dollars and receiving multiple Emmy nominations. He followed that up with Highway to Heaven in 1984, playing an angel helping people in need, a project that showcased his compassionate heart. The series was also a huge success, running for 5 seasons and cementing his reputation as a versatile artist. He also directed films such as The Loneliest Runner in 1976 and wrote several episodes. However, his career was not always smooth. A major flop was the 1979 film Love's Savage Fury, in which he played the lead but was criticized for lacking depth. He remembers reading negative reviews, sitting in his office and crying, thinking he had let his audience down. Another failure was the 1981 series Father Murphy, which he produced, which lasted only 2 seasons because it failed to attract audiences. He said he spent months writing the script, but felt like all his efforts had gone down the drain. One moment that brought him to tears was in 1983, while filming the final episode of Little House on the Prairie. Standing on set, watching the cast hug each other goodbye, he couldn't help but cry, feeling like he was saying goodbye to a part of his life. Another time, when accepting a Lifetime Achievement Award from the National Association of Broadcasters in 1990, he cried as he talked about his journey from a poor New Jersey boy to a beloved star. The effort, though sometimes exhausting, was a testament to his never-give-up spirit. Never give up. Michael Landon's achievements are not only in his career, but also in being an inspirational person and a devoted father. In his career, he aims to create television shows with positive messages, helping viewers believe in kindness and solidarity. Little House on the Prairie is his greatest achievement, not only because of its revenue, but also because it inspires millions of American families about the value of love and sacrifice. He is proud that this series was adapted into a textbook and shown in more than 100 countries. Highway to Heaven is also an achievement, demonstrating his desire to use television to spread kindness. He has received many awards, such as the Emmy for Outstanding Writing and the National Medal of Arts, but he considers the love of the audience as his greatest achievement. He remembers receiving letters from fans, telling them that his shows helped them overcome difficulties, and felt that his efforts were not in vain. Outside of his career, he strives to be a good father to his 9 children, especially Jennifer, Michael Jr., and Leslie. He teaches his children about hard work, often taking them to the studio to learn about film production. He is also involved in charity, donating to pediatric cancer organizations and supporting schools in Malibu. A personal achievement is the completion of his 1990 autobiography, Michael Landon, Life, Love, and Laughter, where he shares his journey through a difficult childhood and life lessons. Although illness prevented him from completing many projects, such as a family film, he still left a legacy through the values he conveyed. These achievements, big and small, were the result of his perseverance and passionate heart. Michael Landon's love and marriage is a complex story, full of joy, but also deep sadness. He married 3 times, each bringing its own lessons and challenges. His first marriage to Dodie Levy-Fraser, from 1956 to 1962, produced 2 sons, Mark and Josh. Dodie was supportive of him in the early days of his career, but the financial pressures and fame of Bonanza drove them apart. He recalled nights of fighting with Dodie when she felt he was too busy with work, and how he cried when they signed the divorce papers, knowing he had hurt her. His second marriage to Lynn No, from 1963 to 1982, lasted longer and produced 4 children, Leslie, Michael Jr., Shauna, and Christopher. Lynn was his rock during the height of Bonanza and Little House, but disagreements over child-rearing and rumors of Michael's infidelity led to divorce. He said Lynn cried at times and asked why he couldn't spend more time with his family, leaving him feeling guilty. His third marriage to Cindy Clerico, a makeup artist on the set of Little House, began in 1983 and lasted until his death in 1991. They had 2 children, Jennifer and Sean. Cindy brought him new joy, but he faced criticism for the age difference and rumors that he had had affairs while married to Lynn. A major source of grief in the marriage was the feeling that he had hurt his children from his 2 previous marriages, especially Leslie and Michael Jr., who initially did not accept Cindy. He recalled that once, when Leslie refused to come to Jennifer's birthday party, he sat in his study and cried, feeling that he had broken up the family he had always dreamed of. Nevertheless, he and Cindy developed a strong relationship, and she stayed with him through his final days, helping him cope with his illness. These sorrows, though painful, taught him to cherish every moment with his family. Michael Landon's children were his greatest pride, but also a source of pain when he couldn't be with them as much as he would have liked. He had 9 children: Mark and Josh from Dodie, Leslie, Michael Jr., Shauna, and Christopher from Lynn, Jennifer and Sean from Cindy, and Cheryl, an adopted daughter from Dodie's relationship. He loved his children deeply, often talking about them in interviews and trying to spend time with each one. Leslie, born in 1962, was a psychologist, and he was proud to see her helping people with mental health problems. He remembers taking Leslie to the set of Little House, where she was an extra and learned about acting. Michael Jr., born in 1964, followed in his father's footsteps, becoming a director and producer with works like When Calls the Heart. He used to cry when watching Michael Jr.'s films, feeling like he had passed on his passion for the arts. Jennifer, born in 1983, was a talented actor who won an Emmy for her role on As the World Turns. He often called Jennifer his little princess, and in his final days, he wrote her handwritten letters, saying she was the most precious gift he had ever received. But fatherhood wasn't always easy. He recalled times when his eldest son, Mark, distanced himself from him after his divorce from Dodie, leaving him feeling like a failure as a father. He was also heartbroken when Shauna and Christopher, from his marriage to Lynn, faced